Warning: this series was made by Chris B. 1 Heart Chapter 8. The date is October 3rd. A month has passed since my fight with the vulture during September. Nothing really happened, so I continued doing the usual stuff. I haven't gained any new powers yet, so I asked Dr. Connors about Spider-Man getting new powers. He explained that it could be possible the longer I had my powers the stronger I'll become, which caused him to realize if our project we have to worry about the abilities evolving, so we kept studying until we got that fully done. Everything was normal, except for Felicia. We started talking on calls after I helped Harry study, but throughout the month she stopped going to school. Luckily she contacted me though, saying she got a job while her father was arrested. My story continues as I sit on a rooftop as Spider-Man listening to music, as I saw a newspaper article says, "The Baxter Building fully built. Will we see the Fantastic Four in town?" Fantastic Four, huh? I wonder who they are. Maybe there are superheroes like me. Who am I kidding? Probably just some famous scientist. I've been the world's only superhero for almost 2 years now, unless there's secret organizations of superheroes. If that's the case, I might be the world's first public superhero. Oh, just think about it too much, Spidey. I got a phone call from my flip phone in my right pocket, which has a custom Spider-Man themed design. It's an unknown number. Luckily they're not calling Peter Parker's number, as this phone created with Spider-Man's own number, but I answer it. "Hello, this is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man." "Hello, Spider-Man. May I ask who I'm talking to?" "This is George Stacy, Chief of NCPD." My eyes widened. "Am I in trouble, Chief?" But he chuckled. "No, quite the opposite. I need your help. Can we meet?" "Sure, where to?" "Downtown Police Department." "All right, I'll swing by in a few minutes." I hang up and put my phone away, but grab my other phone to play the next song and swing to the station. At the station roof a blonde older man is waiting and a young lady enters the roof. "Chief, I got all we need into this file." She gives him the file. "Thank you, Ms. Watanabe." Then the lady leaves and I finally arrive and land on a railing. Who was that? "Yuri Watanabe is the police captain, but that's not important right now," he said. I start the conversation. "So you're Chief Stacy?" "Yes, and I already aware you're Spider-Man, so what do you want?" George grabs the file and shows me an image. "Do you know who he is?" I shook my head. "Nah, but his big forehead reminds me of something kinda like a hammer." He puts the image away. "His name is Hammerhead, leader of the New York Mafia." "There's a mafia? Wow, I didn't know that. I thought this city was just full of regular crime, not organized ones." "Well, his gang was mostly hidden, trying not to cause attention, but when you showed up they started to get more aggressive." "What, did someone pissed on Hammerhead's suit and now hates the city?" He chuckled. "Not likely, but whatever it is, they're doing some crazy stuff like kidnapping, dealings and weapons transporting, and recently we have a suspicion of Alchemax working with them." My eyes widened. "Man, it seems a lot to handle for you guys." "You're correct. With things getting out of hand we have to stop Hammerhead. I'm guessing this is where I come in, right?" He nods. "Spider-Man, I know in the past we did go after you, but when you took down Vulture I decided to trust you, but don't push your luck. Anyway, Hammerhead has killed so many of men and women officers their families had to suffer. I want your help to arrest him, put his life of crime to an end." I nod. "You can count on me. I'll try my best. On the behalf of our fallen officers, thank you." "So got any leads?" Not really, all we know is that there will be a robbery somewhere in Chinatown. I need you around that area and stop them, even integrate one of them. I nod. You got it. I jump off and swing away, and Stacy days. Good luck, Spider-Man. At night I went back home with my hologram and just had to wait until tomorrow. I decided to look at the SHIELD file, but I just called it a SHIELD and examined what they got on it. So far it is mostly nothing special, like a secret organization since the 1980s and the logo, but what really got my attention is the logo, which I start to get a flashback to as I've seen it before. I remember back to 2003 when I was a young kid. When about 11 years old, I was helping Mom cook and Dad, Richard Parker, was fixing the pipes downstairs. "Honey, I need to go get some more pipes," says my dad. My mom says, "All right, hey Peter, can you be a dear and go grab your dad's coat?" I nod and go to my parents' room and reach the closet. As I picked it up, something fell out of Dad's outer pockets. It looks like a police badge. I picked it up and accidentally opened it. It showed the SHIELD logo and Dad's ID, Richard Parker, SHIELD Field Agent. "Peter," says my dad, calling for me, so I put the badge back to his pocket and head back downstairs with the chote. "I got it," my dad chuckles. "Thank you, kiddo," he says while putting it on and patting my head. "Be good for your mom, I might be out for a while." I nod and Dad leaves. I snap back into reality and realize, the business trip was your doing, SHIELD. You got my father killed, you bastards. I start to get pissed off, but I got a phone call on my cell phone. I put the file away and answered the call in a little of an attitude. "Hello, oh, is it a bad time, little nerd?" It was Felicia. "Oh no, sorry, just watched a show and the ending made me angry. What's up?" "Listen, I know we've been talking since last month, and again I'm sorry I'm not there during school, but I was wondering if you want to." "Want to what?" She giggles. "To go on a date." I got flustered. "Hold on, did I hear you said a date?" She giggled. "You're cute when you get flustered." "Yes, I mean actually date." "Oh, sure, where, when?" "I'm thinking tomorrow night at the Manhattan. What do you say?" "Of course, yeah." She giggles in an exciting way. "Okay, I can't wait, my little nerd." She ends the call. I panic a little. Crap, do I have enough? I check my wallet. Okay, I got plenty of cash. Good thing my hologram was working. I sigh and lay back on the bed. Meanwhile, as she ended the call, she exit the couch and stretch and walk to her bedroom. "Okay, well, I was a little nervous, but it's okay," he agreed, "and that's good." As she enters the bedroom and sighs as she picks up a cat-like costume. "Let's hope I get this done before our date," she says while staring at the costume. Chapter 9. The next day, school ended for the day and a football game was happening outside. Me and Harry are sitting watching the game. "Thanks for spending time with me, Pete. We haven't done stuff like this in a while." I chuckled. "Yeah, I guess so, but I can't really stay here long." "Why, what's happening?" asked Harry. "Well, if you're curious, me and the mystery girl are going on a date tonight." Harry gives me a wide grin. "That's my boy," he says while gently punching my shoulder. Hey, it wasn't easy, but she was ready to ask. "Good, if it works out. I pray you guys to be together." "Thanks, man. Say, have you met anyone yet, Harry?" Harry shook his head. "I kinda meet someone back at Japan. We're still talking, but I hope after graduation I can go back and see her." I chuckle. "I guess we're both lovebirds in America." We laugh it out and my alarm goes off. "Well, I gotta go." I stand up. "Enjoy the game." "I wish you luck, Pete." I ran out of the area. I go to the alleyway and in a rush changed into Spider-Man and turn on my hologram. Hey Peter, what's the rush? Well, I'm a little busy today, just keep doing what you normally do. Alright. I give my hologram the ID card and finish changing, and we both nod and leave the alleyway, and I swing to Chinatown. While I was in Chinatown, nothing much happened, so I'm listening to music and Felicia was texting me. She sent me a photo of her dress she will wear, as it says, "Can't wait to see you," making me flustered under the mask. I heard an alert going off nearby and I went to investigate, and it turns out a robbery is happening and the thugs ran out of the small bank, and I said, bingo. The Hammerhead goons run away from the situation and landed on the alleyway. "Alright, we should be in the clear, Randy, call the getaway driver," says one of the members while the other tries to call them, but I jump off and landed on the ground in front of them and they got startled. "Get guys, I got questions for you," but all of the sudden I hear a voice, "Allow me, little spider." Then suddenly a mysterious woman landed on one of the guys, knocking him out instantly. "Who the hell?" I said, but the other two aimed their firearms at the lady, but I took their firearms with my webs. After that the lady takes them out, leaving one of them to integrate. As she did that, I took a look at her appearance, as she had cat-like outfit, tights with a black yellow-eyed goggles with a mouth mask and black cat ear headband. What makes her familiar is her white silver hair, but I don't believe it can be Felicia, can it? The lady asked, "Tell me what you know about Hammerhead, where is he?" "I'm not telling you nothing, B." But she used her claws and stabbed the guy in the chest, but I grab her wrist. "Hey, let go of him." But she looked at me in a flirtatious way but listened and removed her claws. "He'll live." I probably think he'll just say the same stuff as before. "What do you mean?" "Oh, would you like to know how, little spider?" She rubs her finger under my chin. "You know I'm a big fan. I'm so happy to meet you." "Oh, thanks, but seriously, what do you mean?" "Well, I've been tracking Hammerhead down for a long while now to get some answers, but I may have almost got his location." "Really? How about we get to know each other better?" "Name's Black Cat, and if you want your answers then you have to chase me first." Black Cat runs away and parkour up the building, but I climb up and I chase after her and she taunts me. "Come on, spider, I thought they are good at catching their prey." "Oh, I'll catch my prey." I keep chasing after her from rooftop to rooftop, but he jump into the train, so I follow, but I crawl on top of the train. "You're doing well, spider. I'll do what it takes to take down Hammerhead." She smiles. "Oh my, what did he do to you?" "Terrorizing my city." She rolled her eyes. "Heroes." Then she jump off to the next train, but I jump and web grab to the train and climb the web to back on the train. She giggles. Impressive. I stand on the train and squint my lenses from my mask eyes. Her phone went off as she had an alarm. "Oh well, it looks like we're out of time." "What do you mean?" "Sorry, I can't tell. I have plans with my sweetheart. They're expecting me. I'll tell you what, spider, meet me at Empire State University, one of the rooftops, tomorrow, and maybe you can help me take down of Hammerhead. For now, goodbye, little spider." She throws a smoke bomb, but I try to chase after her. Wait, but she's gone. Crap, well, that's the first time I failed to find a lost cat. My smartphone goes off as I'm getting a call from Felicia and I answer. Hey, my little nerd, you almost ready?" "Oh, yeah, I'll be prepared soon." "Good, I'm heading to Manhattan right now with my dress and makeup. Please don't keep me waiting." She ends the call and I sigh and realize I need a suit. With nothing else to do, I head to the Manhattan while getting a suit. Chapter 10. I arrived outside of Manhattan near a alleyway. I look at a reflection near a car in the alleyway. I'm now wearing a tuxedo and glasses and I'm thinking to myself, alright Parker, you can do this, you done someone difficult things, then this you can do this, just remember what mom said. I think to what mom told me, always remember to protect yourself sweetie and don't screw it up. Great thanks mom, but what if she's right? I got protection in my pocket just in case, but crap, if it does go that way she'll see the suit. I take a deep breath. Chill Parker, we're a genius, we can find a way to do it without her finding out. Okay, enough talking, let's do this. I stop talking and head to the entrance of the Manhattan. Felicia was waiting for me and looked at me as she was wearing so much makeup, but she looked beautiful. She was wearing black heels and a pretty black dress. She notices me approaching me and give me a wink. Well, look at you. Yeah, sorry if I was late. She shook her head. Just in time, and I must say you look handsome. I blush and I said, and you look like an angel. She blushed by that. Very smooth, I like that about you, quick to speak. Now shall we? I nod and we head inside. Moments later we head inside and I'm in shock of how fancy and expensive the place looks, and the waitress addresses our seats. Here your seats, Ms. Hardy and Mr. Parker. We both nodded and I politely pull Felicia's chair and she sits on it. Oh my, such a gentleman, I wish more men were like you. As she sit down I took my seat. There was silence for a little bit, but Felicia starts the talk. So how you've been, I missed you. I blush a little as she said that. Well, just been busy with school and work. She nods. Yeah, Oscorp boy now, right, so any projects going on? Nothing big really, but I want to know what's going on with you. I haven't seen you in person for a month, Felicia. She looks down. I've been really busy. I reach my hand to touch hers. You don't have to tell me, you know, but I want you to. You see, my father got arrested and my mother, well, I never meet her, so I have to live alone, which means I got a new job and I'm doing really well now, but I had no time for my education anymore, but I do plan on returning, just not now. Well, I'm here for you, Felicia, you're not alone. We look at each other and blush and she says, thank you, Peter. We continued our date and it went really well. Then when we finished our dinner I walked her home. Luckily nothing crazy happened. The next morning I entered reading class with Harry. As we sat down Harry asked, "Hey, how did it go?" I nod. "It went great." Harry gets excited. "I knew you can pull it off, man. Hey, can you help me with something?" "What's up?" "Nothing serious, I just want a favor to ask." "Yeah, come on, spill it out." Harry got nervous and pulled out his laptop. "I kinda don't understand how video calls work. I want to contact my friend from Japan, and maybe ask her on a date." I chuckle. "Man, you trying to copy me?" "Well, after what you pulled I was like, if Peter can do it so can I." "Oh, now I can't tell if it's a compliment or an insult." "Well, a little of an insult." "Oh, shut up and give me the computer." Harry passes his computer to me and I teach him how to set it up. Some time passed. Nothing much happened in school, so after school I sent my hologram to Oscorp while I headed to Empire State University. It took me a little bit, but I finally arrived at the buildings and Black Cat was already waiting for me and saw me coming. Well, look who joined the party. I landed on the roof with Black Cat. "Okay, I'm here now, are you here to talk?" She nods. "Yes, it seems we have the same goal." "We do." "Yes, we both want Hammerhead arrested." "Why do you want him arrested?" She runs away and tells me, "Follow me." so I did. We run around most of the area until she takes me to her penthouse. She opens the door and I look at the place in amazement. Whoa, I said in my head, and she says, all my information is in my bedroom, please follow Spider. I hope this isn't a trick, cat. She giggles, but as we enter the bedroom next to her bed is all the information on Hammerhead on a big board. She sits down and pats her bed next to her. Please sit. So I did and took a look. This is everything I have of Hammerhead, all his business locations, his favorite business locations. So from what I gathered, what they had in common is it takes place in Greenwich, but I can't pinpoint his location, so I hope you can connect the dots. I look at her. Okay, but if we're going to help each other, I got to know what's your angle, cat. She sighs. Okay, my father, the original Black Cat before me, used to work with Hammerhead until he betrayed him and sent him to prison. I'm not asking to help me kill him, Spider, I just want him to suffer the same punishment as he did to my father, that's all. I sighed. Fine, let's take a look. I stood up and looked at the board. After a few minutes I started to understand it, while Black Cat watched me work and was impressed. Then after that I finally found it. There could only be one location here, this abandoned building. She gets off the bed and looks at it. It makes sense, great work, Spider. She says, poking my nose. Thanks. Now according to your scheduled data he could be there the next 30 minutes. She nods. Then let's get to business. After saying that, we left her penthouse and headed to the location within 25 minutes, and we chill outside the area. This is it. Alright, how you want to do this, Spider? Well, I need you to scout the area and let me know when he arrives. I gotta make a call. She nods and heads to the building to scout while I call George Stacy. Luckily George answers. Hello, Chief, it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man, who's the hunt going? I found him. Well, he's not here yet, but I know he's going to this building. This is his base. I told him the address of the location. George says, Great, Spider-Man, I knew I can trust you. I'll be on my way with my men, but I need you to be the one taking him down. I nod and end the call, and Black Cat arrives next to me. He's here. I nod. Let's take him down. Then we decided to take action and sneak attack Hammerhead's men at the roof. After that we head inside by rooftop and we see the man Hammerhead. That's him, Spider. I raise an eyebrow under my mask. You know, when I first saw the photo of him I thought his head was going to look like a hammer. She giggled. Nah, it's because his head is made of steel. Oh. We stop talking as Hammerhead is talking to a guy that looks like a silver goblin. Have you taken care of your cat problem yet? Says the silver goblin man. Hammerhead shook his head. No, but I'm getting close to finding her location. Good, you better. She been interrupting our business and the boss is growing impatient with you, and if you don't get rid of her it's your head. Got that? Hammerhead noted. I understand. Then the silver goblin man leaves the building. Hammerhead gets pissed. I'll find her, damn it. Keep watch, men. I have a suspicion she might be here eventually. Hammerhead leaves to another room. We nod at each other as Black Cat goes after his men while I follow Hammerhead to his office. Unfortunately, when I enter the office it's pitch black until the lights turn on and the room is covered in guns turrets pointing at me. Hammerhead laughs at his desk. Spider-Man, I never thought you would be here. I was expecting the cat. I joke. And I expected you not to be this ugly. Have you considered surgery? Laugh all you want, Bug, because this is the end for you. Let's see about that. Hammerhead pushes the button on his desk and the turrets activate. "Goodbye," he says, and the turrets fire. My spider sense goes off, but this time it's very different. As before, it vibrates on my head of where it's coming from, but this time I can see the world in slow motion, and also the source of the danger is highlighted red, which in this situation is the bullets. I use this opportunity to take the bullets and aim at the turrets, and then when my spider sense realizes the danger is gone, the source of the danger stopped being highlighted red and everything went back to normal, but the bullets hit the turrets, destroying them, leaving Hammerhead shocked and says, "How the hell?" I think to myself, whoa, my spider sense evolved. Hammerhead in anger, "You brat." He breaks his desk in half with his head and throw it at me, but my spider sense went off and I used the opportunity to throw them back at him with help of my webs. The two halves of the desk hit him, causing him to lose balance, but decided to charge at me like a bull, but my spider sense goes off and I jump on his head and jump off of him and use my webs to grab his legs and made the webs connect to the ceiling, causing Hammerhead to hang upside down. "Put me down and fight me." He tries to use his hands to cut himself free, but I use my webs to pull his arms upwards and connect the webs to the ground. "Sorry, but a tool like you need to go back to your toolbox. When I get out of here you're gonna regret this." But I web his mouth closes. Hammers don't talk. Black Cat arrived in the area. "Oh, did I miss all the fun?" "Pretty much, the spider caught his prey, as you say," she giggled and headed to Hammerhead's vault. I asked, "What are you doing? You got what you want?" "Yes, but I'm hungry for some treasure." She opens the vault, but I warned her. "The cops are already here, Cat, so I suggest you run." She looks back at me and walks towards me. "Ah, it looks like no treasure tonight. Oh well, there's always more." She touched my cheek. "See you later around, spider." She leaves. Hammerhead's phone falls off his pocket, but I catch it with my webs. What do we have here?" I try to access his phone, but it required face scan, so I jumped to the ceiling and web climbed down, which made me upside down but in front of Hammerhead's face, so I used the phone to scan and it works, so I jumped down to the ground and used the phone. Alright, first thing, change the lock. I used the settings to remove his lock system and look through his messages, and a lot of it was from Wilson Fisk helping him with the access as CEO of Alchemax. Also there were messages from Hammerhead's boss, but nothing about his identity or who the Silver Goblin guy was. Then George Stacy and Yuri Watanabe enter the room. "Spider-Man," says George Stacy. I look at them. "Hey Chief, just looking through some evidence." Yuri offered her hand. "May I take a look?" I nod and give the phone to her and explain. "This is Hammerhead's phone and a lot of evidence of him and Fisk working together." George Stacy makes a grumpy face. "Fisk?" I raise an eyebrow under my mask. "You encounter him before?" He nods. "Yeah, we had help from a vigilante named Daredevil." "Daredevil? He arrived a month after you appeared. I guess you inspire him to get out of the shadows anyway. Him and Fisk had a little rivalry in the past and help arrest Fisk and shut down Fisk Industries." "Yeah, but according to his messages, despite all that, he managed to become CEO of Alchemax." "Yeah, I have no idea how he managed to pull that off or even escaped despite the proof Daredevil give us." Yuri talked. "Chief, this evidence is enough for us to issue a warrant into Alchemax." The chief nods. "Right, but Spider-Man, can I ask one more favor?" I nod. "Sure, what is it?" "Tomorrow I need you to take Fisk down and grab any evidence he has here. He gives me an empty flash drive. When you find something, please put it here." I take it and nod. Captain Watanabe here will be the main leader in this operation. I doubt Fisk will go quietly. I agree, I said as Yuri smirks. Then I'll see you tomorrow, Spider Cop. She leaves the area. I'll take things from here, Spider-Man. Thanks, says the chief, and I nod and leave the area.